G'day, welcome back to another episode of TOGL. This is the one I know a lot of you have been waiting to see. I'd just like to say a very big thanks to everyone who left me comments and all of that positive vibe from the last video. Yeah, it was quite a challenge getting that up onto the stumps, but we got it there. And we've got the house all unfolded, which is great, and that's what you're going to see this episode as well. I must apologise for a little bit of blurry vision in the time lapse. It appears that the camera wasn't dealing with the sun shining directly into the lens too well, and it kept losing its focus, but you get the idea anyway. I learnt a lot out of this, and there's probably a lot of things that I would do differently when I get it next time. Well, yeah, if I got another one. I would recommend them. I think it's very high quality from what I've seen, because I know a lot of these container homes, modular homes, get bagged out a lot for the cheap quality of what comes out of China and whatnot, but I found this one to be very good, which is great, and their customer after-sales support has been really good as well. I'm able to phone them in China, I'm able to use WhatsApp and talk to them. They're sending me little videos and stuff when I've got questions on how things work. They'll get videos from their factory and send them back, just showing me how to get different bits and pieces done. So yeah, whilst I have fed back to them that their instructions need to be just a little bit more detailed, probably a lot more detailed, which they've agreed, and they said that they're going to look at upgrading them. But yeah, because what seems simple to some, especially if you've built it, isn't necessarily simple to others, those who are trying to assemble it. But I'm getting there, we're working through it. Over the next few weeks you will see us get it all finished, finalised, set up, all of the trimmings put on and whatnot, and I'll tell you some of those lessons learned as well as we go through that. But for now, let's have a look at how the unfolding day went. Alright, so we've got a whole crew here. We've got Neil and Mitch. They're definitely here, wouldn't have missed it for the world. Tony's come along.
Mitch.
And you just threw your glove away.
Come back.
You threw your glove away.
Mitch.
Thank you. Let's go to work.
What's that
So, cast of, well, 10s. Everyone, hey. And we're going to start on this side first. And we're going to lower that down, so let's see how we go. Kay and Christine are cooking up a feed for the hungry hordes.
Oh, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
With my friend Kay.
Yep.
Haven't burned anything yet.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Hey, I'm on the camera, Cardi. Woohoo!
We got guys on the roof putting the stripping in. We've got supervisors. Supervising the fire, hey? Yeah, fire supervisors. And everyone else has been pitching in, but now it's kind of at a point where it's just little tidy up bits done. So I said what these guys are doing, they're just putting in that black rubber strip, which we probably should have put in before we folded the roof up. But we got a bit carried away with ourselves. But it's going in now, so that's good. So this room, this will be 2 bedrooms. There'll be a wall go between those 2 doors and come across to between the windows. So that's the first 2 bedrooms. And then in here, so there's all of these panellings that need to be put over gaps and seals, and there's little cupboards and stuff there that we need to sort out. All the windows still need to be put in. These are all the window frames. We've got to put the window frames in, but this is basically going to be the living, lounge, dining space. And we've got a nice little bathroom down here with a little sink and vanity and a nice shower and toilet. I got a portaloo in there at the moment because we've got no plumbing, obviously, because they just gone up. So, God, look at my hair. My God, I'll put my hat back on, I think. And this is going to be the view out the lounge room, basically. So there's our view. We'd have a car sale. So yeah, it's up, and literally that took probably about 90 minutes for this point, but yeah, we'll have some lunch very shortly, and then we will spend the afternoon putting some windows in and getting it finished off to make it weather tight. So lots of Sikaflex and the seals. But as Kay said, you don't get a turnout like this except for family and good friends, and this is the support. You can hear the guys on the roof. This is the support we have had from the local community. Just amazing. I love it here. It's just so good, and we've made such really good friends since we've been here. It really is fantastic, and I just, you know, put the call out. And even when they were supposed to be here last weekend and then yesterday, and we kept putting it off, and even today, bang, everyone was here. And the wind has dropped off as well. I can't believe it. There's barely a breath of wind now. It's just amazing. We've really lucked in. So yeah, best I get back to work. That's as much as we're doing today, and everyone's having a beer. So about half the people have had to head off, but there's still about half the crew left here. It's been a really successful day, and I've just wrapped it up now. We've got that really big tarp, so we've just wrapped it up because we haven't put the windows in yet. We're a little unsure on how the windows are supposed to be going in. We haven't worked that out, and there was no instructions on it. So I will need to ring tomorrow and find out how the windows get put in. But it is up. There was a few minor little issues that we came across and lessons learnt, and I will run through them when I come back up tomorrow and tell you all about them. So now I'm going to enjoy a couple more of these, and well, not too many, I still got to drive home yet, but I have one or two. Socialise with those people that have come up to help out, and yeah, be back up here tomorrow to do a little bit more. Take a look at some of these photos that my good mate Adam took when we were doing the barn raising. I'll leave you with that. And here we are back inside the little tiny home again. I got to say, it's actually reasonably warm inside here, even without having any heating in compared to outside. It really does hold the temperature quite well. And that's due to the fact that it's basically just built out of insulation panels. So we'll just duck around here into what will be the bedrooms. We've got the two doors there. I'll step back a bit. So you can see that there's the entrance there, and we've got the two doors which will be for each of the bedrooms. Now, one of the things that I had to do was just fit the door handles. So obviously, because they stick out, and when the walls, like when that ceiling panel had folded down, it couldn't fold up against with the door handles. So you have to put the door handles in. So I've done that. That's not a big issue. As I was saying about the panels, yeah, this is the panel. This is what the whole house is made out of. It's basically just like foam with aluminium panel either side. So it's, you know, not going to be fantastic if a cricket ball hits it in the side or anything like that, but it is very warm. Now what I've got to do is, I'm just marking out now, I've got these trims that have all been cut, ready to go. There's the roof one, there'll be a second one. So what I've got to do is, I'll get these marked and riveted on. I will do one complete side first, and then I'll put the walls in, and then, you know, once I've put the wall up against it, then I'll bring this other one in, drill it and rivet it, and that's how you end up with that center wall in. So that's one of the other things that I need to do as well. There's all trims that need to go around here. There'll be a corner trim to cover up that gap there, because that's obviously still an air gap right there at the moment. So there's a trim. There is trim that goes into the floor, and it's the same as the vinyl. This is just like a vinyl timber decking look. So I need to get that in. Trim across the bottom, and across there's architrave that goes across the top and down the sides. So all these trims have to go in, and obviously I've got to put the windows in. I'm still waiting to hear exactly how those windows go in. But as for like all the wiring and everything, you know, there's a power point up there in the corner, light switch here for the light, so each room has a light, more power points. So it's all pretty good. Like I'm quite impressed with it. A couple of ceiling lights there. And then we come in here to the bathroom. So the other thing that I had to do was I had to put these screens, these two screens in. They're not in when the house gets done. And I mean, it could be, I guess the reason they don't is in case with a jolt or something that they jump off the rails. So you have to work out how to get these wheels in. And it took me a little bit to work out exactly where they were supposed to go, because there's no instructions. I wasn't sure if this panel went on the inside or went on the outside. At first I thought it hung on the top up here, but then I realized that's a bit soft, so no, it wasn't going to. But out here it almost looked like it might have run on that channel. Anyway, long story short, I did work it out. I got the wheels on there. It's not too hard to do, and then you just mount it in. But one thing you have to do is you actually have to, you can't put the wheels on and then put this glass in, because the wheels have to come in at an angle and then stand up. So you kind of got to put the wheel in, stand it up with the pin sticking out, and then pull the glass plate onto it, and then put it together. So that was one little thing. One thing I didn't realise with this, I mean, it's a nice looking shower, you got a little mirror, you got your shower head and everything. It wasn't until I got in here and realised it's actually got an overhead, like a rain shower as well, shower head, which is pretty damn cool. So you obviously flick, I'm guessing that you would use this knob to flick between either the shower rows or the top, and then obviously hot and cold mixer. So that's cool, little rack. That's all in there. The toilet's there, ready to go. But as I showed you the other day, we've got like the little portaloo sitting there at the moment, and you get a little bench and a little cabinet. So there you go, a little cabinet as well. You could put extra shelving in if you wanted to, but all quite good. And then out here, again, I've got just all the trimming that needs to go in, basically trimmed up and peel the plastic off. But look, I mean, it's really good. I'm very impressed. This bench, you can see I'm starting to get a little bit set up just temporarily here so that I can make a cuppa and whatnot. We do need to get this bench in. Now, because the floor folds down, they couldn't put any plumbing in. So there is actually no plumbing. In the back here in the floor, I will have to drill holes through and get all the plumbing in. So that's probably the biggest thing, and connect it to the plumbing underneath. So just a little bit of, you know, drain, hot and cold water for the tap. All that stuff's provided. It's all in under there somewhere. And I've got, they give you heaps and heaps of silicone as well, and a silicone gun, even though I had one. They give you all that. So yeah, lots there. But anyway, as I progress through this, I'll show you the little bits and pieces. Oh, that was one of the other things I had to do as well. Let me show you. So the glass doors, when I put these two glass doors in, they were crooked. They weren't lined up. And what I mean is that it was actually on a bit of an angle, so the top would touch and the bottom wouldn't. And I just needed to adjust that because it was sitting. I needed to get it straight. Anyway, I worked that one out. There's actually screws down the bottom here. Oh, get on my knees. So there's these two screws right here, and this one is the locking screw. So you loosen that off, and then as you turn this screw, it lifts this edge of the door up and down. And then once you've got it at the right level, then you can just lock it back off again. And that is how you get the door, because obviously as you lift this side up or lower it down, it will adjust the tilt on the door. Then I just needed to adjust this little bracket. It just needed to move up a little bit in order for the latch in here to latch on, because it wasn't quite lining up. But now it lines up and locks. So the doors are sorted. So yeah, lots of little jobs now, but as I said, all the hard stuff and anything where there's something could really go wrong, all that is done now. Now it's just the trim out. And I can just potter around and get that done, and I'm just so stoked that we're at that point now. So I'll just continue to do a little bit more trimming, and I'll show you a little bit of that trim out as we go. I would buy another one of these, yeah. I said they just need to improve on their instructions a little bit, but if more people put content like this up on YouTube, where you can jump on, do a search and see from other people's experiences how to do it. I'm even contemplating doing that myself for people. Yeah, look, this container, this company, yeah, I think it's worth the money. I do. I've seen some of the other shoddy ones on YouTube, and I can understand why people bag them, but this one's pretty damn good. Let's have a look at the wall. I think I'm going to start trying to put the side walls into the bedroom. Let's go and do that. This is one of those trims for the wall. Now, it was just a fraction too long. I've already marked off one, and that is the distance that it was too long, that blue line. So I just need to file that off of this one as well, and then I'll be able to get that put in. So there's little tweaks like this that need to be done all the way along. Now that I've measured from the back wall up to the halfway mark, minus 25 mil, because the wall itself is 50 mil thick, that gives me my edge. I've just marked that on the top and the bottom. So I will just get that into position, and then I will check and make sure that I'm straight up and down as well, just in case my measurements are a little wrong. And that is probably come across. Where's my line? There's my line, right there. That's probably more where it needs to be, because that there is straight up and down. So what I do is mark those holes that I made, because I want to pre-drill the wall as well, because then this will be riveted. You could screw it, but I think I'm going to rivet it, because a lot of the other trims around here, they're all riveted, and they were riveted at a rate of 1 every 250 mil. So I've gone with that exact same pattern, and I've just realised that the bottom hole needs to be up a bit higher. I'll have to re-drill that, because it's actually where I've drilled it at the moment is right in this gap. I need to lift it just a little bit. So I'll get that re-drilled as well, and then we'll rivet this on. Another thing I noticed too, you need to be really careful inside here when you're moving around with these big lengths, because as I said, these walls, they mark really easy because it's just a thin layer of aluminium, and it's quite easy to accidentally swing around and hit that wall with a sharp corner edge and scratch it, or put a little mark or a dent or something on it. Same with the floor being vinyl, so it pays to just go slow, take your time, watch where you're pointing these things, and try not to mark up your walls too much, especially at this critical stage where you are moving around with lengths of metal. Once we're living in the home, it's not going to be an issue. You know, we're not going to be carrying big long lengths of anything and bumping into walls. But right now, when I'm doing the fit out, be very careful. One thing you need to make sure you don't do is go all the way through and out the other side. Now with everything drilled, I can start to put the rivets in. Okay, well I've been back up here for a little while again this afternoon. As you can see, it's getting dark because there are clouds coming over, the rain's coming through on and off, but I'm getting what work done I can. I just wanted to get this finished. So you can see now I've got a trim top, side and bottom, and over on the other side, which you can't see at the moment. So now what I need to do is I just grab my next panel, which is this panel right here, very carefully maneuvering it around. Without hitting anything. It's very difficult, and without damaging the floor and everything else. It really is probably a two-person job, but I've got that backwards, and I think I've even got the wrong panel. Very small space to work in. And then we'll stand this up. That's better. And then bring that into place right over here and up against those pieces. I got this upside down. Yeah, I got it upside down. Well, it's not marked with a top and a bottom, so you can see how light this is. Just pick them up. Right. Now, I think I've got it the right way. Bring this into position. And into place. Now, looks like it maybe not cut very square at the bottom, unfortunately, but that's okay. There will be another panel, a corner panel, that I need to put in this side. So, like this, and once I get that screwed in there as well, it'll cover everything up. And you can hear that rain starting again too. So, I will work on getting that done. Hopefully, that was in focus for all of that. If not, I apologise. So yeah, I'll get that wall secured in, and then I've got to get the other half secured in. That's it for me for now, because I want to get this video out to you on time. So I will get a bit more work done, and then over the next few days I'll get the other piece of wall in, unless I do that tonight. Windows, I have found out how to put the windows in. The company got back to me. Like I said, their support has been really good. So I'll start getting some windows in, and I've got to get to work on getting the roof up as well. So all this glorious rain, so that we can start catching it and channeling it into our water tank. So I've got to focus on getting that roof done too. So still plenty happening that you're going to see over the next few weeks. So stick with us. I hope you find it interesting. And yeah, we'll get that done. So, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see if we can bolster this channel right up now. It seems to be that there's a lot of interest, so let's get it out to the people that want to see it. You have yourself a great weekend. Stay safe and take care. And I'll talk to you next Friday. Cheers.